So this has been another episode of SMS News Channel. Hey everybody. Before we get started, I would want you to like, share, and subscribe to get any new notifications or stuff. I'm gonna have videos at least once a week. But I'm feeling spontaneous this morning, so I'm gonna talk about it. But I'm not gonna be going too long because I gotta get up for work here in a little bit. But I want to just talk about one thing only. What was we thinking when we got on Flavor of Love and Shots of Love on MTV? Not MTV, VH1. It later got to MTV later if you saw recaps and stuff. But I'm just looking at the situation I know a lot of us was not that desperate. You gotta be serious. I'm watching reruns of these episodes and I'm like, you can definitely see that they put sick people in the group just to make them feel better or whatever. But it's like Flav was not feeling them big girls like that. Forgive me, I'm a little ashy this morning. But I'm just thinking about it dang, from going from those shows to then watching The Bachelor, and it's like, is this what we really doing just to get in a relationship with somebody? I would not feel comfortable being on television with somebody and I gotta share my experience with somebody else. I'm like, what? But that's all part of the show, you know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know, TV dating, I almost felt like it was almost equivalent to dating somebody online. You just taking chances because you don't know if that person is dating somebody else on the side, you know? But, man, I'm over here watching this, and this girl, what's the girl's name? I guess her name was Buck Wild, but her real name was Becky. She got upset because Like That, which was the big girl from Brooklyn, questioned her integrity or whatever, talking about if she's a real, if this is how she really talks. Because when she talks, she sounds like she's, trying so hard to be black. But a lot of people don't understand, if you grew up around that background, it doesn't mean that you're trying to implement people. And I think back then, folks was just so, it was the style, everybody wore, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wore fake nails. Everybody had braids in their hair because that was just the style back then. I didn't care if you was Latino, if you was white. Everybody had their hair in a two-strand twist or cornrows or something like that and was rocking it. But it's why people gotta be so bent out of shape about that? I mean, shoot, I didn't grow up in the hood. And I had friends that was like Buck Wild that would look at me and be like, man, you the whitest black person I've ever met in my life. I didn't get offended by it. That was my truth. I didn't grow up in a really hard neighborhood. But that don't mean I was trying to emulate white people just because I grew up in the same neighborhood as they did. I was just fortunate enough to live in an area. It just so happened to live with family that lived in areas that were like that. That's all. So when she had a whole breakdown on national television and then they got in the bed together, I was just like, why would you even bring up the conversation anyway? You brought it up the first time. You felt the whole point of her bringing up the conversation is she just felt like, okay, Buck Wild, are you trying to imitate black people? Is this who you are? Are you just trying to be cool with the get down, cool with the friends, just to get with Flav, and then when you home with your regular friends, you sound like you really sound. And I'm just thinking the only show that I remember where people were questioning somebody's authenticity was what was it? America's Next Top Model with that one Chinese girl from Brooklyn. But when you go to Brooklyn, people sound like that. It's just like if you go to Georgia, everybody sound like everybody because that's what it is. So I don't know. It's just crazy. But I just thought that it was kind of stupid to get all bent out of shape if that's what her background is and she lived with somebody, if she lived around more people of color, if she lived with more Latino people. It just depends on your background. Don't get in your feelings just because you feel like. And then on top of that, maturity setting in. You know, all black people don't sound like that. There are black people from different ethnic, different economic, not ethnic, I was trying to say economic, different economic backgrounds, so it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So some people just don't know how to say it. They're just getting their feelings for nothing. But, you know, but I will be back with more. I have to hurry up and get going. But I just wanted to put in the comments, do you think that sometimes dating people, even on television, was just, you know, dolled up more than what it's supposed to be, than really getting to know a person? Like, what do you guys think? Would you rewatch? Would you, sorry, would you rewatch Flavor of Love and Shots of Love? That's just up to y'all. What do y'all thought about the show? If you ever seen the show, maybe Google it. They do have it on YouTube. But as always, this has been another episode of SMS News Channel, and I'll be back with more topics and discussions. See you later.